Yeah, I think that sort of when we talk about supply chain risks that have these far-reaching effects, generally we tend to think about the IT focused or digital companies, the companies that make software or some other kind of digital product. Is the risk posture sort of similar, even if that company kind of doesn't do anything like that? If they're sort of more on the manufacturing side or construction or things like that, do those companies can still provide potential pathways into your system and the system of their supply chain partners, right?
So what we have found is in 2020, it was the year that the ransomware attackers figured out if we hit manufacturing, they're much more likely to pay the ransom, because unlike IT, first of all, IT environments, that we've been figuring it out. You need to be able to recover if you get hit with ransomware. You need to segregate your network, limit your exposure. But in OT, like I said, OT security in general is behind IT. And so in 2020, that was the year that manufacturing was the top sector hit by ransomware. And if you added up the next two sectors combined, they still didn't equal the number of attacks against manufacturing. So although, we looked at it, we had some suppliers that were taken out by ransomware. And one of them said we could be down for as much as a month. So here we may have a supplier that doesn't put our intellectual property at risk. They don't put our plants at risk from a cyber perspective. But from an operations perspective, if we can't get those parts that they supply to us, now our operations are impacted. And we have seen customers who had to actually shut down their operations because their supply chain was taken out by cyber attacks. So that's kind of a new angle on things. Companies that in the past, from our third-party risk perspective, from a cyber third-party risk perspective, we didn't even look at them. Now we're looking at them. We went to our supply chain organization and said, give us your top suppliers, no matter how big or small they are, from a criticality perspective. If you can't get their product, you can't manufacture. And now we're going out to that supply chain and working with them to look at what is their cybersecurity posture.